entertainmentbuddha.com.
Hey now everyone, Matt Haywood here from entertainmentbuddha.com. We're going to try to do a quick breakdown and analysis of the second Captain Marvel trailer, which dropped 2 days ago. Little late, my bad. Anyways, let's start picking apart some of the new scenes we got, because I think this trailer, even more than the first one, really started to paint a picture of how the narrative is going to flow in Captain Marvel. So let's get on with the breakdown. Alright, so the trailer begins revisiting the subway/train sequence, so we get to see Captain Marvel at this point is still in Star Force, known as Vers, and we get to see the old lady she punched out in the first trailer, but now we get more of the scene. So what I'm guessing here is the reason Vers ends up on Earth is she's hunting down the Skrulls as part of Star Force. Something happens, she crash lands, but she's continuing her mission. So you can see she's still in her Star Force gear as Vers, and she's beating up the old lady, who is now fighting back. But it looks, based on this trailer, that she's going to kick this Skrull's ass. So it was nice to get a little more expansion on this scene that was a little bit controversial the first time we saw it, because we see Vers/Captain Marvel punching out an old lady. Alright, so the next two scenes feature some dialogue going on between Fury and Vers. At this point, who knows if she's known as Carol Danvers yet, but we'll go with Vers. And she's talking about what she is. She's a warrior, or he says you're a warrior, and she corrects him, no, I'm a warrior hero. And then you get some montage shots of Vers with Star Force. So it seems like, again, she doesn't fully know who she is, and that's really the theme that plays out in this trailer. And as I'm going to bring up in subsequent scenes, I'm pretty sure that the Kree kind of screwed with her pretty hardcore. Alright, at this point in the trailer, we get some really concrete information on Captain Marvel's past. Well, not super concrete, but more than we got in the first trailer. So, at some point in time, she's going to crash. I don't know if it's on an alien planet or not, but what was interesting to me is, look, she already has blue blood. But as this is going on, we're getting a narration from Annette Bening's character, who some people think is going to be the Supreme Intelligence. We don't know yet, but she's essentially explaining that the Kree found Carol Danvers. She didn't know who she was, but she was special, so they took her back to their city and started locking and loading her with Kree tech, Kree infusions. Who knows what's going on? So, here's a shot of the city. Then we get to see her working with Annette Bening's character here. She's getting infused with something. And really, Annette Bening's character is basically saying, like, we're going to make you better than you were, more powerful than you were. But the key here is, where did she crash? Why did she crash? And why did she already have blue blood coming out of her nose? So we're going to explore more of that as things go on. Because here, again, she's being infused, what I believe for the first time, with the Kree blood and tech. But the crash, she already has the blood, so who knows? I think we're definitely going to get some time travel going on in Captain Marvel. Alright, so as Annette Bening's character is making the pitch to Verge, we go back to this crash scene. So, who knows, maybe this event is what gives Verge her powers initially and why the Kree take her on. But I'm telling you, this is happening at the crash scene with her jet, and I do think she potentially gets into a dogfight with a Skrull. More on that later, we're going to see. Like I said, this trailer was packed full of nuggets on this film's narrative. In particular, it's the past of Carol Danvers. So, a lot to stew through here, but definitely gets in a wreck. Some sort of event takes place with this big blue explosion, and then I believe she's taken in by the Kree and kind of remade as Vers. And just the next two shots round out Annette Bening's character's narration, but we get a great shot of Vers with her mohawk form going on. Love this form, it's badass. And then just to revisit here, and what the key words Annette Bening's character say as we see us sing is she's been reborn. And it just looks like they're zapping her mind, sucking away any memory of Carol Danvers. And that's going to play out through the rest of the trailer when Carol, Captain Marvel, takes over the narration, kind of explaining what she thinks is going on with her and her past. So like I said, the trailer moves into a Captain Marvel narration, and she's talking about how she's having these flashbacks, memories. She doesn't know where they're coming from. This shot, I believe, is of her on the Kree City just thinking about, probably from a bad dream. She has memories of herself riding go-karts. She has memories of her time being a jet fighter pilot. She has memories of her wingman, wingwoman, Photon, Rambo. So I really think that a whole part of this movie is going to be Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, Vers, whatever you want to call her, trying to recall her past, the past that the Kree wiped out. And the crux there is going to be, why did they wipe it out? why was she shot down? I'm thinking by Skrulls. And then as we get into the end of the trailer, you're going to see the Skrulls are actually talking to her like, hey, you don't know the full story. So, and even as she says here to Fury, she's pretty much saying, I believe my past is key to what's happening now, meaning the battle with the Skrulls on Earth and the Kree, so on and so forth. So very interesting stuff going on here with Carol Danvers in her past and how that's going to affect the Captain Marvel film and potentially Avengers 4. All right, as Carol keeps narrating, we just get some random action sequences here. We definitely got an extenuation of the subway scene we saw in the first trailer. You actually get to see what she's shooting at, and I believe it's the Skrull, the old lady she was beating up at the beginning of this breakdown or this new trailer. So I think this is going to be an early sequence in the film, and it's eventually going to lead Fury to Vers, and then their journey is going to be the bulk of the movie. Right, up next we get to see Fury and Danvers back in what I believe to be a S.H.I.E.L.D. facility. It's the one we saw in the first trailer, but I think they're kind of up to no good, or at least maybe breaking protocol, because it looks like they're going to jack one of these early S.H.I.E.L.D. ships there. I wouldn't say it's a, what do they call them? Not helijet, something jet, whatever jet. Anyways, they jack one from the S.H.I.E.L.D. facility. So who knows what they're getting into, but it looks like Fury may be going a little rogue when Vers shows up in his life. The trailer really starts to get intriguing as it closes out. So we get a shot of, I believe these are Kree warships. They look very similar to the ship Ronan was using in Guardians of the Galaxy 1. We get a shot of Vers aboard probably one of these ships, and she's looking a little pissed off. So I'm not sure if this is going to be early in the movie, late in the movie, probably early, but it looks like she's a little frustrated with a mission. I just wanted to put these shots in there because I love looking at Vers in her costumes. I mean, she looks fantastic. Brie Larson for the win. But anyways, now we really get into some interesting stuff in the next few shots because we get some voiceover from Talos. So these next series of scene shots, I believe, are fundamental to this movie, in particular Carol Danvers' past and how important it is to the Captain Marvel film and how they've kind of rebooted her origin. So like I said, we get to hear Talos talking. He's the lead Skrull played by Ben Mendelsohn, and he's essentially taunting Captain Marvel, saying, hey, I know more about you than you know about you. And I think it goes back to this crash sequence I talked about earlier. Something happens here. I don't know if she's shot down by Skrulls or even Talos himself, but as you can see, she's looking at herself after this crash and she has blue blood, but she's in her, U.S. Navy jumpsuit, so she probably hasn't been made Kree yet. So what does that mean? Was she stashed on Earth as a kid being a Kree? I don't know, but Talos knows more about her than she knows, which again is going to make up a bulk of this movie, kind of Carol on Earth trying to figure out her past to help with something in the present and potentially the future. So I love these little series of shots in this trailer and just how much more mystery they add to it, in particular about Danvers' past. And not to beat a dead horse, but here she is again back in this, I'm assuming, S.H.I.E.L.D. facility, looking at records, and lo and behold, she is in said records. So clearly, like I said, there's something about this person, her past, her future, her present, that is very mysterious, and it's the key to everything, at least in Captain Marvel, and it may be a key to a big part of Avengers 4, so I cannot wait to find it out. What happened to her? Was she on Earth previously? How did she get the Kree blood before being infused with Kree blood? I don't know. That's why we go watch the movies, right? Alright, so these next two shots all but confirm to me that Carol Danvers at some point in time was in a dogfight with an alien vessel, potentially Skrull, and I think this leads to her being captured, if you will, by the Kree, and her powers are enhanced. But for some reason, after this fight, she already has that blue blood. That's the thing that's messing with me. So there may be some time travel going here, or maybe she's always been Kree and was stashed on Earth, and then they found her again. Who knows? Could be one of those deals, like a Star-Lord thing. Alright, so this shot again just confirms that she definitely had a past, can't remember it, who knows, we don't know, I don't know, you don't know, no one knows. We'll know on March 8th, right? But we do start to get some dialogue between her and Star Commander, played by Jude Law, who is her mentor, at least through the Kree Star Force program. But she's kind of calling him like, what aren't you telling me? So at this point, she's kind of figuring out that everything's not on the up and up, but he reminds her, hey, you've come a long way, but you're not that powerful yet. And honestly, based on rumors and really how this trailer played out, and it looks like Carol's past has been hidden from her, there's a good chance Jude's character is going to be the actual big bad in Captain Marvel and not Talos. Alright, the best part about this trailer is right after Star Commander says she's not that powerful yet, we essentially go into the action montage of how powerful Carol Danvers can be as Captain Marvel proper. So here she is, probably blowing up some additional Skrulls, maybe even Kree, who knows. Looks like they're on Earth. There's a foosball table there. That's my only reasoning. But I mean, look at the power she has are ridiculous, which makes sense considering Feige said that she's going to be the most powerful hero we've seen yet, just like Thanos was the most powerful villain in Infinity War. And we all know we need Captain Marvel to beat him, so here we go. As the action montage continues, we get a great shot of Talos, again played by Ben Mendelsohn. He's the leader of the Skrulls. But like I said, I don't think he's going to be the main villain. He may actually open Captain Marvel's eyes to who the main villain is. Here we got Ronan watching a battle take place. I'm assuming he's going to bring Kree forces to Earth towards the end of the movie, and Captain Marvel will be fighting them. There's Ben Mendelsohn in human form, so I'm guessing Talos somehow infiltrates S.H.I.E.L.D., because this looks to be at that S.H.I.E.L.D. facility that Fury and Captain Marvel were out. Or maybe it's CIA, who knows, but they're definitely in a secret government facility, and Mendelsohn/Talos is there hunting them down, so that's interesting as well. Did he infiltrate S.H.I.E.L.D. or some other high office of American intelligence? So from here on out, the trailer just goes Super Saiyan Power 9000! Non-stop, but the important thing here is that Vers or Captain Marvel is heard saying to someone, I'm guessing Annette Bening's characters, I'm not here to fight your war, I'm here to end it. So this clearly probably takes place after all clarity has been had with Carol Danvers. She's probably figured out who she really is, what really happened, and what the Kree have been doing with her / using her, and it looks like that's when she decides to fight for Earth and just literally kick the living shit out of every alien orbiting it. So you can see her, I mean, she's blasting in Mohawk form Kree ships. I'm guessing if the Skrull are around, she's probably blasting them too. But I just love the visuals that these scenes put off. I mean, when she goes Super Saiyan, it is the coolest thing I've seen in the MCU, without a doubt. I mean, here she's in like a phoenix form almost, just blowing the crap out of stuff. I mean, it doesn't even look like the Kree or the Skrulls, if they're up there, it doesn't even look like they have a chance against her. Which makes sense, like I said, when you consider what Kevin Feige has said about this character. She's going to be the most powerful hero we've seen, which will help combat the most powerful villain we saw in Infinity War in Thanos. And she definitely looks up to the job. So I can't wait to see how she gets to this point, changes her costume. Maybe she finds one. Maybe she learns that she's always been Captain Marvel. Who knows? That's what I mean. That's the exciting stuff that this trailer offered up. And we'll just have to find out on the 8th. And the trailer wraps with a shot of Goose the cat. I love this scene. I'm a big cat guy. I like that he's putting his paw down like, get off me, because if you know, this isn't just a standard cat. He happens to be a little bit different. And then, of course, we get one more Super Saiyan, Mohawk-style Captain Marvel pimp shot. So, overall, fantastic trailer. I mean, I think it provided some clarity into the narrative of this film, in particular how heavy Carol's past and her, amnesia, for lack of a better word, will be in playing out in this movie. I mean, that's going to shape everything. Who was she? How'd she end up being taken down by probably a Skrull in a dogfight? Why'd the Kree take her on? Why'd she already have blue blood when she was taken down? This, that, and the other thing. So, great stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed the breakdown analysis from yours truly. I'm Matt Haywood for EntertainmentBuddha.com, where we make you a better geek, one post at a time.
EntertainmentBuddha.com